Hey guys, we've been lied to. You know something? Let's talk about it. All right, guys, here I go again. This is Emmett Stoneworth, your alpha builder. I'm out here trying to help the younger generation, and plus my generation. I'm trying to help us get out here and build. I don't mean just being a home builder. I mean also the sub trades. Now, the sub trades is where it's needed. The sub trade is a way you can get in here and make money, and you can do really well. You can learn how to um, operate a business. I think it's better to start out with the sub trades. But I'm going to talk about this is three lies. And guys, I'm having to do this right here because I hadn't posted in a minute, and I've just been kind of busy trying to get other jobs going. But I have three major lies, guys, that they've just pushed them on us, and they've just shoved this down our throat as people, and you know, this don't necessarily mean that these are the only three lies that we have, but these are some of the major lies. And I'm gonna start off with they told us, and guys, I remember this happened in my generation. They told us that everybody need to go to college. And I'm not talking about a trade school or a 2-year college or a community college. They told us that everybody needs to go to a 4-year college. And this is what happened, guys. So I know, especially in the African American sector, they started shutting down a lot of the trade schools back in the day because they said that, they wanted to push everybody to go to college. They wanted everybody, I mean, they got it now where everybody takes the ACT. ACT is like mandatory. Usually the only kids that took the ACT when I was going to school were the people who were set focused on going to college. And that was the students. That was only the kids who were good in science, technology, engineering, or mathematics. Back when I was in school, and guys, that was back in the 80s, you didn't go to college unless you were proficient in math, I'm sorry, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And mainly, guys, I went and got my degree in mathematics. Mathematics was my thing. I was good at solving problems. So yes, the next thing to do would be to go to college. And even guys, I'll be honest, the next best thing for me was to go to college. But guys, if I was in today's market, even though I was good at mathematics, I probably wouldn't have went to college. I would have went to a trade. I would have learned a trade. I would have just got out here and just started doing it. Me personally, guys, I just think that college is just not for everybody, especially 4-year colleges, and especially degrees. And then here's another thing, guys. When they start thinking that everybody should go to college, what happened then? The government jumped into the picture. The government jumped into the picture and start creating Pell Grants and stuff like that. And they start subsidizing. So people didn't have to, as a parent or whatever, you didn't really have to raise up money, or you didn't have to figure out a way to save money to be able to send your kid to college. You just got a Pell Grant, especially if you had a low income. And that, really, to be honest with you, that was kind of unfair, I think, because, say for instance, my mom and my dad, they really didn't make enough money to actually send me to college. They just didn't have it. And because they really didn't make enough money, but yet they still I couldn't get Pell Grant because they said they made too much money. So really, the lower income people were the only ones, especially in the African American sector, that could go to college back then because they were the only ones that got the Pell Grant and stuff. Now, we qualified for student loans, which I think was another headache too, because in any industry, guys, that you go into, before you get a loan, like if I'm going into, I don't know, let me start me a lawn care service, right? So if I start me a lawn care service and I go to a bank and I say, hey, I need to get me a loan to start my lawn care service, you know what that bank is going to do? That bank is going to vet me. They're going to vet my credit. They're going to vet everything about me. They're going to even vet the industry of lawn care. They're going to see, is that a sustainable industry before they would give me a loan. But since the government got behind student loan, because they say, well, everybody should be able to go to college. So what ended up happening was, because of that, these colleges didn't really care. Number one, the tuition skyrocketed because they knew that they were going to get reimbursed. Even if you got a loan, they was going to get reimbursed by the government. It was backed by the government, which was another problem. So now that alone caused college tuition to go sky high, because they knew the banks and stuff who was giving you the loan. And number one, they approved anybody, no matter what you was going to get a degree. And you could have went and got a degree in basket weaving, they still gave you a loan. And they still, and these banks knew that the government was going to back that loan. And when the banks knew that they was going to back that loan, guess what the colleges did? They charged whatever they wanted to for tuition. So now today, we sitting right now today, tuition is 300% higher than it was when I was in school, guys. Guys, you wouldn't believe this right here. In 1988, I was in college. Tuition was $50 per hour. Full time at UAB was 9 hours a quarter. We did quarter system back then. Guys, do you know I was actually I worked at Wendy's, flipping burgers and dumping French fries. But I was able to take what I made at Wendy's, and I was making $3.35 an hour, guys. I never would forget. I took that money and I was able to use that to pay my tuition. I worked enough hours, and I was able to use that to pay my tuition, just the tuition at UAB. I got a little help. My dad would help me out. I go do some hustles at home and stuff like that in order to get the money to pay my rent. I had to get me an apartment off campus. But that's how affordable college was back then. Fast forward today, guys. I do pretty good. I teach classes here at Lawson. I build houses. Guys, it's so bad now just to pay out of my pocket. I don't even know if I can afford college. That's how bad it is. Luckily, my daughter, she got a cheerleading scholarship, and she got a band scholarship, and I pay the rest. So hopefully, she gonna graduate. She graduate this month, guys. Well, let me see, she graduated in May, and she gonna graduate debt free. Which, guys, if you not listen, and now she's going to school in one of the science. Hers is science. Nothing wrong with that, guys. I think if you go into college, you need to go in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM. But she's going into that discipline, which I have no problem paying tuition on that. But if you're going in psychology and all this other stuff, and these made-up degrees and stuff like that, African-American studies and stuff like that, guys, look, no, get out here and get you a hustle and start making some money. Get you a trade. Come to a 2-year junior college, get you a trade, and get out here and take those classes that you learn and get out here and make some money doing it. I think that's the direction we need to move into. We've been lied to, man. They told us, hey, all y'all can go to college. All y'all good to go to college. No, we're not. It has gotten to the point now, guys, where the kids in the high schools today, they just regurgitate that ideology. You just ask him, hey, what are you going to do, man? You 15, 16 years old, you're getting ready to graduate. What are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to college. They just regurgitate that stuff because that's what they think we want to hear. And not only that, especially in the African-American sector, guys, and I talk about the African-American sector because I really see this stuff is happening. We don't value blue-collar work. We just don't. And because we don't value blue-collar work, the boys are not going out here doing it. These boys are going out here They want to look like rappers and all that kind of stuff. They want to look like rappers and entertainers and athletes. And the probability, guys, you guys should just look that up. Look at the probability of making it in those sectors. But this is what they lied to us, guys. They told us that we all should go to school. They even put this thing on our head. They put this thing even on the media, guys. And you guys got to be careful with this media stuff. They put this stuff out here. Oh, man, people with college degrees make more than people who don't have college degrees. That is a lie. That is a dead lie. I can find you a plumber right now. I can just, at random, I can grab you a plumber. They got their own plumbing business, and I can put them right next to someone who has a PhD, and that plumber will run circles on them. This is where we were lying to, guys. They got us, man. They got us figured out. They pumped this stuff on TV. They got inside our head. I mean, it got to the point now you can turn on. I mean, you can just think of something. You can go to your Facebook channel, whatever you thought of. They're trying to sell you that. This is how well they have gotten, and they have figured out ways to manipulate us and figure out what we're thinking about. We've been lied to. Yeah, everybody don't need to go to college, guys. Well, go to a junior college. Learn a trade, HVAC, electrical work, building, plumbing, drafting. These are trades, guys, that you learn these things, you can go out here and start making money right away. I'm not even saying you necessarily have to go to, you just have to have a desire and a passion to want to go out here and do this stuff. That's number one. Everybody shouldn't go to college. Everybody's not ready for college. All right. Number two, they told us and guys, I'm a builder. They done told us if you're an American, you should have a home. The truth is, guys, everybody's not responsible enough to own their own home. There's a reason, now I get it, guys. They used to have this redlining and stuff like this. We go to the banks, they would, they had these illegal practices going on. I get that. That stuff needs to be abolished. But there's a reason your credit get checked. There's a reason this stuff, there's a reason that, and it was only until the government jumped in here and just told everybody they need to have a house. And then you had the guys get together in the government and say, hey, we're going to create Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which are going to back home loans. So guess what happened with home prices? Because the banks know that the loans are backed by the government. So the banks know this, what they're going to do. They don't care about the costs and all that kind of stuff. They'll make you a loan out, man. They had predatory loans back then. And they just started producing loans just as quick as you could. I mean, you could just state your income back then, back during 2004 and 5 and stuff like that. So guess what they did to houses? Man, guys, I bought my first house for $100,000. And that was wow, it was like no one had ever seen anything like that in my family. Now $100,000. Now houses right now, the average cost of a house is $550,000 or $570,000 now. Because once again, the government jumped in and said that everybody should have this. We're going to create an agency that's going to back these loans. And you know what these banks did? They took advantage of the people. They just say, something, we just gonna, we give them whatever loan they can have. But we can get our money back from the government. It's being backed by the government and the people of the United States. If you don't have your credit right, you don't know how to pay bills, you're not responsible. If you think credit cards are just additional money at the end of the month, then you don't know how to use credit cards. They should be for convenience only, guys. You should never carry a balance on your credit cards. All your credit cards should be, if you're just utilizing the points and stuff like that, but carrying balances on your credit card, that should be a no-no. That should never happen. You have to be responsible to be able to make a home purchase, guys. There's a mindset that comes with that. Yeah, I sell it, yeah. People will sell your house all day long, whatever price you want. But that was a lie, man. Everybody probably shouldn't be in no. Everybody is not mentally and financially responsible enough to be able to. And not only that, you got home maintenance. You got things that's going on in your own home that you got to correct. Especially you got water and leakages and stuff like that. You got just maintenance that's going on with your home that you got to be able to handle that stuff. So just because we think we should have these things, man, don't mean that we're ready for it. And then we shouldn't be out here. I mean, we out here trying to build Mac mansions and stuff, I mean, the biggest house, especially in our sector, man, we want to get the biggest house we can get so we can go out and show people, look what big house I got. That's another lie, guys. Everybody should have a house. I think you should be financially savvy. Something I was talking to my son about. This is something else. This probably don't have anything to do with homes and stuff like that. But I was riding with my son, and he was telling me that a couple of his buddies this weekend were going to get their ears pierced. I looked at him, he looked at me. I said, man, don't even think about it. As long as you living in my household, this is just the way this thing gonna be. Now, some of us say, well, what's wrong with earrings? What's wrong with tattoos all over your face and stuff like that? When you start dreads and all that kind of stuff, look here, guys, you can do what you want to do. If you got kids at home, do them how you want to do them. Send them out there. Let them get tattoos in their face, forehead, whatever you want to do. But let me tell you something, guys. When you start marking your body permanently, especially when you're young, and you don't have foresight yet to be able to see extremely long term, you're making permanent decisions on your identity, and you haven't even begun to live yet. When you do those things, you have just put yourself in a position to be judged. I mean, it is what it is. I didn't make the rule. It is what it is. You're going to get judged. Right now, guys, and here's the thing, man. You got the good old boy system or whatever. Look, guys, especially being an African-American male, guys, things are already tough enough for you, man. It's tough. I mean, just being a male, take away the African-American. Just being a male in today's system, it's tough. It's extremely tough. I knew they would call. Why would you want to go out here and do some things to you so you can get judged and make it just a little bit tough for you? I mean, do you like challenges? I mean, maybe you do. And guys, here's the thing, guys, you got to understand. And I can tell you guys from playing sports, man, if you're playing sports, you got coaches and stuff like that. People are gonna look at your appearance and they're gonna make decisions. Now, yeah, you probably want to get out here and work and do certain things or talk a certain way, and they get to know you and they say, well, this is a good guy. But in a lot of cases, guys, we don't have time for that. Your first impression has to be your best impression, because that impression just might be your last. Yeah, look, guys, if you're 6'8" and you can jump from the free throw line and dunk a basketball, then, yeah, maybe. But when you start marking your body and doing things, they'll tell you it's okay, guys. People out here in the world, they'll say it's okay, especially, in contracting. I look at certain things even when I hire people. People are going to tell you that's okay. But look, guys, when you start marking yourself and doing things to yourself, and you're starting to get judged, you have just marginalized how high you can excel in any organization. With the exception of if you some kind of rapper or some kind of stuff like that, rapper or all that kind of stuff. And some sports, and only at the top tier, the professional level in sports. Because even at the lower levels, guys, if you're in farm ball and are you in some of the first the farm leagues, like in baseball, they want you to be clean cut in most cases. They want you to look a certain way. You're trying to work your way up to the top. Guys, don't listen to what people are telling you, guys. They're lying to you. They're lying to you. Don't listen to that stuff, guys. You go out here, man, get you a trade. Figure this thing out. Make some money. Don't mark yourself all up, man. Get out here. People, you'll be amazed, man. I'm telling you, when you get, if you guys mark yourself up, when you get out here into the public realm, people do not make distinctions. If this rapper went over here and shot somebody, or he did something crazy like that, or you got somebody, and they're showing it on the news, they're going to take the way that person looked, and if you look like that person, there's not going to be lines drawn and distinctions made. It is what it is. Hey, guys, we've been lied to. All right, guys, that was another one, guys. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. And once again, guys, man, hit the like button, hit the bell button. The more you guys hit like, this message gets out to other people who want to be builders. This message gets out. If you guys have any questions or something comes up and you guys want to ask me questions, feel free. Hey, comment, like, share, subscribe. Do that for me. All right, guys, you have a good one. Thanks.